I didn't see much of it at all. All right, we're live. Sports Rewind digital podcast, joined by BJ with a mouthful of food and Davo. How are we, fellas?
Good, mate.
Good.
Bit of sport for you blokes the previous weekend. Davo, cricket season, mate. You get a bit of cricket in?
Yeah, we did. So, daughter was good enough to make the Central Coast Under-15s rep side. So they had training on Sunday morning, and then we had the whole club training on Sunday. So I was there for about 3 or 4 hours, thanks to the different stages and all that. So easy way to spend a Father's Day being at cricket.
You beauty. Well, Father's Day, I forgot about that. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there and you blokes.
And to you, mate.
Yep.
Sutho's joining us early tonight. Welcome, mate. We've only got a couple of Yankee jokes for you tonight, I think. So,
they finally win a few games, so he comes back, does he? Nowhere to be seen last week.
I think so. So yeah, we didn't see him last week for our birthday, but the Yankees are on it, mate. They're on a tear. We'll talk about them later.
We will.
Randall, what about you, mate? Baseball?
Baseball, mate. Sunday was baseball. We had our little league under 12s played the final. They got up 6-5 over Belmont, the arch enemy. Really good game for that age group. So it was great to see. So they were on to the grand final this weekend, and then we had our second and first grade playing in the semi-final as well, both against Belmont as well. So I think we'll touch on all that stuff a bit later on. But it was baseball all day for me.
Hey, where's the grand final for the young fellas?
They'll be playing at Boomerangs, mate, the same as the first and second grade finals. All at the same ground Sunday.
Right. Fair enough. Well, that'll be good. That'll be some good viewing there, that's for sure.
Sure will.
So is that our only team for Toronto in the grand final?
The juniors? For juniors, yes. That's it.
Yep. Oh, well, good luck. Your little Tigers and a couple of Phoenix lads in there, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, Toronto Phoenix, yep. I think we'll have a full team this week, a solid 13 or 14. So good fun for the coaches, trying to make sure everybody gets on the park and has some fun.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
And how was your Father's Day, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. We did a bit of a walk down to Glenrock and seen the parents and the other dads, and yeah, it was nice and relaxing. So good just to get out and about and do a few things out in the sun. It's good to have some nice weather. We're just talking about it before we come on. Tonight it's been, pretty mild. Got home from work and it's still a little bit light and not too bad out there tonight. So bring on those summer days and lots of time playing outside with the kids and lots of sport.
It's supposed to be a hot summer too. So drier, hotter summer or a spring, definitely. So bring it on.
Perfect for the pool.
Yep, absolutely. So though, mate, I'm not sure you heard that. Randall said you're welcome to go in his pool.
He can't, mate. He doesn't know how to swim.
Oh, fair enough. Well, what do we got for tonight, fellas? We got our Tid Bits. NRL are in the final series as well. We'll talk about some local baseball. MLB, we've got plenty to talk about there. We always do. Our NFL kicks off Friday morning our time. So the Chiefs play Thursday night over there. So I'm looking forward to a bit of that. You boys reminded me that there was a bit of cricket on as well. So I set a goal of 45 minutes tonight. We're no chance.
No.
Absolutely no chance. So happy Father's Day to you too, Ninj. I hope it was a good one, mate. Absolutely.
He was with me, mate.
What was that?
He was with me all day on Sunday, so we're doing the same thing.
You're a beauty. Yeah, it should be another good weekend of baseball coming up. So, right, let's get into our tidbits. I think, Randall, you're kicking us off tonight with our tidbits.
Yeah, started something a bit different. Get some NRL. Seems it's finals time in the NRL. Yeah, South Sydney Rabbitohs are the first team in NRL history to lead the competition after 11 rounds and then miss the top 8. Suckers.
Unlucky.
It is unlucky. Only team that could do that would be the Tigers. But anyway.
Mate, we'll talk about the Tigers later. We've got a slide for them.
Perfect.
Tigers wouldn't be in first after 8 rounds.
Good point. This one
Top
is
8.
one that I found pretty interesting, actually. It's the active NRL finals streaks. So obviously the Knights, the Broncos, and the Warriors are all first year in. So 1 year streak. You got the Sharks and the Raiders there with a 2-year streak. Panthers, who have been pretty consistent in the last few years, they're on a 4-year streak. The old cheaters, the old sombrero bloody smugglers. The Roosters, 7 years they've been in the finals. But what about the Storm? Talk about some dominance. 13 years straight they've made the finals. So they haven't missed the finals since 2011.
Fair effort.
That's not too shabby at all, is it?
Pretty impressive.
That's about...
I was going to say, when they come in the comp, they'd have to hold the record for percentage-wise of games played and finals made.
Possibly, yeah. Well, that first year they came in, they won the comp. So I can't even remember what year that was, just because of the Melbourne Storm and no one cares. But yeah, it's you're right. Their percentage must be pretty bloody good. In saying that, you would think the Broncos would be right up there too, though.
You'd think so. No, we talked about football, but their junior program, it's always at next level. They tend to lose a lot of their players sort of coming out of juniors onto the main ranks. But obviously they're doing something right to have 13 straight years in the finals.
Yeah, they're the best for it, aren't they? With the next man up mentality, You hear that a lot in baseball, but yeah, they seem to pick these players from other clubs. That are fringe players at other clubs. They come to the Melbourne, and I don't know if it's just they dumb it down enough for them, where this is your job.
Yeah,
you just go and do your job. That's it. Don't worry about everybody else doing their jobs. You just do your job. Everyone else will look after their job, and it works.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're in a bubble down there too, so they don't have the whole media hype and stress that all the Sydney clubs have, like the media attention, because they're in an AFL city. So it's probably good they get left alone to do their own thing and perform.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
I agree with that. What jersey you got running there, Randall?
You want Father's Day present, actually?
Yeah.
The
Kniggets.
The old Knights, mate. The old Knights baseball jersey.
You beauty.
It was a top line Father's Day gift.
I like it.
One of the best.
You could have. It's wrong colours though. It's like wasn't the Robert Redford movie? Weren't they the Knights in The Natural?
I can't remember. No, weren't they white and blue?
White.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible, Randall. All right, good choice, boys. James, if you're listening, mate, that was a good choice of present there, mate. Absolutely brilliant. All right.
It is Father's Days. It's like, mine. You can't scare me. I have 2 daughters and a wife.
That's fair.
So I thought that was quite appropriate from the family. It's like, yeah, that's pretty true.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what that's like, mate?
Yeah, there's a few daughters running around here. We've only just gone to bed. All right, for mine, Royce Lewis is the first rookie with 3+ Grand Slams in a season since Alexi Ramirez had 4 in 2008. Insane. Have you been watching this guy's progress?
No, not a great deal.
Yeah,
I suppose the Marlins haven't really been following the Marlins too much.
Been good progress, that's for sure. Go and have a look. Check out. Just type his name in the MLB app and watch all the highlights. It's well worthwhile. Other one I've got here, Julio Rodriguez is the first player in MLB history with 25 home runs, 25 stolen bases in both of his first 2 seasons. On a bit of a tear, the old Seattle Mariners, and old Julio is smashing it right now.
Yeah, no
Good to see.
sophomore slump for him.
No, killing it.
That's
Killing
good. It's good to see.
What do you for us, Davo?
Mate, start with the Braves and how well they're going. So the Braves 1 through 5 hitters this season. So you have Acuna leading off with 31 dingers. Albies batting 2 with 28 dingers. Riley batting 3 with 32 home runs. Olsen clean up with 43 home runs. And Azuña batting 5 with 32 home runs. So they have combined for 166 home runs, which is more than 17 teams this season.
That's impressive.
That's good, isn't
So
it?
the Braves bats are bashing. Yeah, top 5 and that many home runs, more than 17 teams. That when I read that, I thought, nah, can't be right. But yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. Jughead, if you're listening, mate, tonight, the old Braves are going all right.
Yeah, there's a reason why they got 90 wins already.
Yep.
That's it.
What do we got left? 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Yep,
they
something like that.
should easily do the 100. So speaking with the NFL coming up this week, so the Pittsburgh Steelers have not had a top 5 draft pick in 53 years. Their last selection was Terry Bradshaw, not a bad pick, in 1970. So
It's a fair while.
I couldn't believe that. Yeah, top 5. Because I looked it up, I thought, oh, Big Ben surely, but no, he was 10th round. So I suppose a model of consistency that they play well, so that they don't earn the top draft picks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The old Steelers. How do you think they'll go this year? Have you had a look at their roster this year?
I haven't looked at the roster, but they're always sort of up there. And their preseason, what were they, 3-0 or something? So they had a solid preseason.
Yeah,
They'll
see
be
how they go.
thereabouts, I reckon.
Oh, well, that rounds out our tidbits, fellas. Thanks for getting them in, Randall. You got them in exceptionally early today. I think it was like 5:30 or something, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
You're on fire, mate. That's 2 weeks in a row.
Wow.
Whitey, well done. You're doing something, well at home to, exciting this much and make him so happy, I reckon.
Must have been the good Father's Day gift.
Must have been, mate. Righto, fellas. NRL. The Knights, Randall.
Oh, stop me. How good are they?
What's going on there? Nine
And
you
want to be under 45 minutes.
Yeah. If they
Where do you want me to start?
If they win again, mate, I think it's a franchise record, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
I haven't done 10 in a row.
10 in a row, no. So, we all know though it's got to end sooner or later. Let's just hope they can get to sort of 13.
Yeah. 13 would be a good number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it at all. But yeah, no, they're just on fire at the moment. I don't know what's going on. You sort of look at them earlier in the year, and they were just sort of missing out on wins like that. I don't know how many games they've lost by 2 or 4 points earlier on in the season. So obviously they were thereabouts. They just couldn't quite get it done. Something's clicked. All of a sudden their defense is good. Goal line defense. Last year was atrocious. And a few years earlier it was even worse. So, I think would they have 3 consecutive wooden spoons? I think. So, yeah, they've just turned. Yeah, Ninja obviously putting him to sleep already. Talking the rugby league, but
hey, we could talk Cardinals, and that'd be putting everyone else to sleep.
This is true.
But yeah, season's done and dusted. Penny Panthers, they secured the minor premiership on the weekend with a win. Broncos couldn't get it done. They got beat. And yeah, finals. Here we go. Friday night, Broncos versus the Storm. Just second versus third again. Yeah. 2 weeks in a row. So that'll be
And
interesting to see what happens.
Because don't Storm, haven't they won like 13 of the last 14 against Broncos or something? It's crazy
They
like that.
have a ridiculously good record against them. Yeah. So Saturday night will be good. Will be good too. You know, Panthers versus the Warriors, 4 o'clock. That'll be a nice game as well. First versus fourth. Saturday night. I don't know how this gets prime time. The Sharks versus the Roosters.
Well, they moved the Panthers game because if they had have had it at night, it would have been starting at like 9:30, 10 o'clock in New Zealand. So they want the bigger audience, like the New Zealand audience. So that's why they've moved the Panthers game to the afternoon / early evening slot.
Yeah, and it burns me, mate, because originally the Knights were flagged to play on the Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. So somehow they've ended up on the Sunday schedule. So it's actually going to conflict with some other important sport that's happening on Sunday. So I've already got my Knights tickets. So I was fortunate enough to get some as a member in the pre-sale, and I only actually paid $30 for mine, Savo, not $65. Something. He'd want to be. Yeah, someone hide his shoelaces. Can't believe he paid $65 for a ticket in the grandstand to go and stand on the hill.
Yeah.
No, typical Yankee supporter. No idea.
Fair enough, mate. Tell us what you really think.
Hold back.
So yeah, mate. That's the rugby league for the week. 4 games. See who comes out on top. Obviously, the Knights will.
Who are you picking?
To win it?
What's our 4 teams? Who are you picking, Davo? What's the first game you said? It was
Broncos versus the Storm.
Storm.
So I'm with Storm as well.
All right, well, I'll go Broncos just to mix it up a bit.
Panthers, Warriors. I'm on the Panthers.
Panthers.
Yep.
Sharks, Roosters. I'm on the Sharks.
I'm going to go the Roosters.
Yeah, I'm tossing up on that one. Like Roosters, they're hitting a little bit of form. Mind you, they only had Souths last week, so I'll go Roosters.
Roosters
go the opposite as well.
And then you got the Knights and the Raiders. Obviously, I'm going the Knights.
Yeah, I'm going the Knights.
Raiders haven't done anything special, and lose an old mate for the whole final series after his spear tackle.
Yeah, Sebastian Chris, he's gone. They're also missing Big Papa. Papa Lee. He's out as well, and Corey Horsburgh, I think, is the other one.
Yeah.
So they're missing 3 pretty, two big boys, 2 props, and that sort of wherever Chris wants to play fullback or the wing or whatever. So I think Ponga's back. Supposedly he's been named. Same as I'm having a mental blank. The halfback. How bad's that?
Up the Knights.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I hope they go well. I don't follow them, but I hope they do well. I'm just going to leave this bloke this up here for a second, fellas. Go for your life. Hit me with it.
Well, I think we circulated this a little bit during the week, didn't we?
I think so.
2022 Tigers that finished dead last on the ladder, and what's the old saying? The only way is up from here. Come around the next year, introduced one new team in the comp, and boom, you're now 17th, not even 16th.
Yeah.
I'd like to say the only way from there is up, but I don't know.
Anyway,
want to hope there's no more new teams.
What about this one? The Brad Fittler medal winners. What do we think of this? Randall's having a coffee fit there.
We lost the series. What's it matter?
Yeah.
God, I can't even remember back to the games to see who actually played half decently.
Fair enough.
I don't even think did Toll even play all the games?
I don't know.
I feel like he was injured in one of them. I don't know. There probably wasn't really any standout player, was there?
No.
But off the top of my head, I can't really think of anyone that really stood out and took it on. We chopped and changed plays a little bit, had injuries.
Yeah, that's the thing. We went through a lot. The playing roster was chopped and changed a lot. So there wasn't that, as you said, there wasn't that one consistent for all 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, well, should be a good weekend of footy. I think it'll be great for Newcastle if they get up. I really hope they have a great game and get a big crowd there anyway. Right, let's turn our.
Sorry, I was just going to say. Apparently, Matty Johns had quite a few people over on 4:00 Monday morning. Most of them, because Manly had lost, and I think his young blokes with him.
Yeah.
Pretty much, they all rocked up to his place 4:00 in the morning. He's woken up going, "What the hell's this noise in the garage?" Goes down there, and he said apparently there was about half to 3/4 of the Manly playing squad down there, all kicking on. So he got up, had a beer at 4:00 in the morning with him. Jimmy Dimmick was running him. So he said, "Oh, yeah, you got to do these things. You got to have a beer with the boys." Had that one beer, went back to bed.
Yeah, beauty.
I wouldn't have been able to have just one.
Yeah.
I would have had to turn it on.
Go. What about your boys there, Davo? Finished the game, and next morning they were down at serving up breakfast. You see that?
Yeah, went to the soup kitchen. Yeah, done away with the normal Mad Monday and just went out to help the community. So
I do like that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool to see. All right, let's touch a bit on local baseball before we go too much further. This is probably the best picture in baseball I've seen for a very long time. Who is this young champion?
Young Eli Sana. He's a good young kid, mate. He's playing up from. Yeah, I think he was playing right field at that stage. Good spot out there. And yeah, he was more little league, more interested in blowing bubbles than catching balls.
As you are, mate. Doesn't matter. They got through.
Yeah, that's right.
Quality shot. Let's talk a bit about the local baseball. I don't even know who won 3rd and 4th grade on the weekend. Did you see any of these results?
I think White Sox won 3rd. I think Belmont lost.
Yep.
So Belmont's done. I didn't see 4s. Unfortunately,
Phoenix
didn't
won.
see the scores. Oh, that's right. Sorry, yep.
How did Doof go on his appeal? Do we know?
Yeah, he missed the weekend. So
interesting. What about the other gentleman?
2Bs had to get the arm out of long storage. Yeah, basically wind up the rubber band and let it go. I saw him on Sunday morning, and he was rather tender.
As you would be. How did the other fella go that got cited as well?
Not well.
He missed a week?
Times that by 3.
Wow. Fair enough. Well, he's done for the year and plus, a little bit next year.
Plus more for a suspended sentence. So, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
He got a fair hiding. But, yeah, this weekend's grand final. Actually, the grand final for 5th and 6th grade was played on the weekend. Nelson Bay, I think it was, won 5th grade. And CM Woodbury combined team won 6th grade.
Yep.
Pretty sure. Cool. If not, it was other way around. But they were the 5th and 6th grade winners.
Yep.
And this weekend, we've got 4th grade Belmont versus Phoenix.
Yep.
And then, White Sox versus Phoenix in 3rd grade. So
where's that one at?
All at Windsor, all at Athletics, Phoenix ground.
Oh, geez, I hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah. We're actually meant to get rain on Thursday, so could be being replayed Sunday.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then we've got finals on Sunday. For first.
So our little league's playing as well. And who's playing 2nd grade this week?
2nd grade Belmont versus White Sox. Toronto was straight through, beat Belmont last week, straight through to the GF. And then 1st grade is Toronto versus White Sox. Belmont had a comfortable win. over us on Sunday. And they went straight through to the grand final.
I noticed Mr. Wells 124 pitches again on Sunday. So
Yep.
Just dominated.
was he required for that long?
Yeah, probably.
As far as a 10-1 was the score.
Yeah, it ended up 10-1. It was one of those games, mate. Like, it just didn't go our way. Like, we still hit the ball. Found fielders all day. Got runners on, couldn't get them in.
Yep.
So that's all it was. Those guys, we'll say Mitch Ellison, we played at White Sox. I haven't actually seen a ball leave left field over the left field fence, and he hit an absolute tracer bullet over the left field fence. Absolutely crushed the ball. Other than that, there were a few hard hit balls, but we had a lot. They must have had 7 or 8 hits that just fell in front of the outfielders. Just White Sox is big ground, same as Waterboard, big grounds, big hitting team. Probably playing a bit deeper than usual, and the ball kept finding the grass in front of the fielders. They just kept putting the bat there.
Hit them where they ain't.
Hit them where it ain't. Hit them where they ain't. That's exactly it, and that's what they had go for them. To be honest, like they got the runners on, and then had those sort of hits, and come up trumps. 100% is, mate. 100% is. If we had a couple of those little chinkers, but they didn't sort of come for us until later in the game, and we didn't get them with runners on, which hurts. We had some pretty good at bats, I thought, against AJ, but we sort of talked about after the game. You get into a good count and then chased a little bit. Just didn't stay patient. But whatever he threw 120 odd pitches, that's what you're going to get. It is what it is. He's no slouch, but he threw his pitches and we let them have too many runs. That's all it is.
Yep.
Left too much for us to try and do late in the game. It's just baseball, mate.
Yep. Oh, good luck to those playing on the weekend. No, Randall, you'll be at the footy, so
that's all right, mate. Ninja has it covered, mate. He scored the runs last week anyway, so I did nothing.
Fair.
I did nothing at first base. All I could do was get him to second. So really, it's Normo's job to get him in from there, but is what it is.
Oh, part of the problem is he can't get
100%.
home.
100%.
I understand. Right, the MLB, getting to the pointy end. Let's have a look at the standings because I guess that's where we're at that time of the year, looking at who can make the playoffs. And, mate, Dave, those Boston Red Sox, but they're not out of a wild card yet. They're not far behind the wild card race at the moment.
They just can't get consistent. They just sort of still a bit too hot and cold, and doesn't help that Toronto keeps winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got Orioles actually. Orioles and Boston still have another 7 games against each other before the end of the season.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
So and then I know Baltimore and Tampa have a 4-game series coming up as well.
Yeah, we're at Tampa at the moment.
Ooh, Tampa lost today, didn't they?
Yeah, we beat them today, 7-3.
Perfect, good job.
It was a quality game from what I've seen too, Davo. Not too bad. I've seen it bits and pieces. The old MLB TV played up for me for a little while, but I got him cranking again. So the Orioles ran 3.5 games clear of Tampa, and then Toronto 10.5 games back.
Can the Wankies get back to 500?
Nope.
No.
It'd be interesting to see. Be interesting to see when their last sub 500 season was.
Yeah.
I'd say it'd be a while.
Yeah, what's their magic number? 8. 8 games before elimination. I'm counting that down. I just want to watch that.
They're probably lucky old Georgie ain't alive. He'd be turning his grave seeing that result.
My word. I think I saw his little stat actually in Baltimore that they can play 500 baseball from now until the end of the season, regular season, and they can still get 90. I think they said 94 wins or something.
Should be
doesn't
enough.
matter, Randall, as long as they get through, because anything can happen in those playoff baseball. So,
Mate, I'm on them for 100 wins.
Nice.
With what they've got left this year.
I really hope they do it. So yeah, we moved to the Central. The Twins 6 games in front of Cleveland, who a couple 2.5 games in front of Detroit. So
Twins are starting to hit form.
Yeah,
I know they walloped the Indians Guardians today.
Yeah,
but no, because they beat Texas. They take 2 or 3 from Texas or something. So the Twins are starting to find a bit of form.
And Cleveland have gone all in, haven't they too? Like they picked up a whole bunch of all the Angels players off waivers, yeah. So they've gone pretty hard.
They have. Chicago White Sox have had a disappointing season. They're done, basically. Kansas City are eliminated. Seattle and Houston out in front there in the West. This is going to be an awesome battle.
Yep.
So Seattle got Cincinnati at the moment, and Houston have Texas. So that's going to sort out Houston and Texas for a little while.
And Houston just got swept by the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like, that's putrid.
Yeah, it is. It's real rough this time of year, especially with that the difference between those 3 teams. So
yeah. And I read, like you talked the Angels, apparently Atani's manager has come out and said he intends to be a 2-way player still.
Yeah.
So they're getting other medical advice as to whether he needs surgery or not. So he'll definitely bat for whoever next year, but he is intending to still be a 2-way player.
Yeah, it's going to be rough if he, doesn't get surgery straight up or, whatever. So see what happens. I do prefer him as a 2-way player like we all do, but I mean, if he has to have surgery on that arm and just be a hitter, well, that'll be good to watch as well. But anyway.
Let him play outfield.
Yeah. Yep. The Angels have certainly hit the spotlight with a few things going on, that's for sure. We've got a couple to talk about later, but yeah, it's pretty average. We go to Atlanta in the East. James, you still awake, mate? Go the Braves. Yeah, they're out in front. 14.5 games clear of Philadelphia. Nothing else to talk about there. The Mets and Washington are eliminated. The Mets are 27.5 games back. If you told me that at the start of the year, probably would not have believed you. I think the Mets would have been, pretty red hot to make the playoff baseball at the start of the year. Milwaukee, 2.5 games clear of Chicago Cubs. Cincinnati, 5.5 games back. This has been pretty cool to watch as well. Milwaukee are doing pretty well.
And the Cubs, they're the surprise, aren't they?
Cubs have won. They won quite a few in a row, so they got a good streak going. But the Brewers found enough just to stay that few games in front of them.
Yep. Yeah. So the Cubs 7-3 off their last 10, but the Milwaukee, I think they lost 2 in a row, haven't they?
Yeah.
Can't see that. Yeah. There we go.
Next to that last 10.
Yep. So interesting to see what happens there.
What are the Cardinals? Oh, they're at the bottom.
I'm pretty sure they're like the Yankees, mate. They're way down. LA Dodgers, well clear in the West. So this earlier on in the season was looking like it was going to be a pretty red hot race here, but Dodgers have ran away with it. Arizona 14 games back. San Francisco 15 games back. So pretty rough there.
The Padres with all their spending.
Yeah,
Padres at Gonskis.
they're the disappointment, aren't they, in that division?
They sure are. And your Colorado Rockies are well and truly done. So
eliminated.
Bit more to talk about. We've got a few talking points. And we're talking about the Angels there. Did you guys catch any of this today?
Only a little bit.
See, basically he just said, I'm not playing, and put on his hoodie and walked out of the clubhouse. What's going on there? They've had people not wanting to play. There's obviously something going on inside the club that we don't see, but when you have, players like this just not playing, not a good look.
Yeah, who was the other bloke who's just decided that he's not playing?
Yeah, I can't remember. It was 114 mil over 3 years or something though.
And he's just said, they've put him on the restricted list or something, and he said, I'm not hurt, I'm just not playing for the rest of the year.
Don't want to play. So I can't remember who that was, but yeah, pretty average.
It wasn't Max Stassi or someone like that, was it?
It might have been, actually. I think I remember his name being somewhere.
Yeah.
But I saw an interesting snippet. AJ Pazinski pretty much came out and said what Trout should do through the off-season is sit down with Art Marino, the owner, and say, mate, one playoff game in 12 years, we're not getting there anytime soon. Trade me to a contender, get a bucket load of prospects so you can rebuild, and let me go to be experienced playoff baseball.
Yeah.
And it's a fair point.
Yeah. You know what? Buy him back in 2 years if they're doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
But
yeah.
I don't think Trout would ever do it, but why not explore that?
Yeah.
It's sort of like it gets him one of the best players in baseball into the postseason, or depending who he goes to. And the Angels themselves can rebuild their farm system, which is pretty terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty average. But what do you do? Let's see what happens in the off season. What about this? What's your thoughts on, a possible mercy rule in the MLB? Or would you prefer to see a position player pitch 4 innings, allow 10 hits, and give up that a heap of bombs? Thoughts?
It says a lot about starters these days. It's like, surely there's enough arms in the bullpen to get you the outs.
Yep.
So I think starters aren't being worked enough, go deep enough in games to save bullpens, so that if you do have a game like this, you've still got the arms there that can get you the outs and still be fresh for the following day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they brought in the new rules this year, didn't they? About there has to be either after so many innings or so many runs up before you can actually use a position player to pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't seriously tell me that they haven't got, enough arms in that bullpen to cover off for 4 innings.
Yeah. Someone to sacrifice their ERA to say, right, jump on me back. I'll give up however many. I'm going 3 innings to save the rest of these guys. Like, where's the long guy? Like, surely each bullpen still has that long guy that's there for 3 or 4 innings if the starter doesn't go well. And if it's still a lot, then you throw a position player in the 8th or the 9th.
That's right. 100% agree. That's just a cop-out. That's all it is.
Pretty rough.
All they're doing is what? They're just trying to save those arms for a game that's going to be closer. But every team has those guys. If they were up by 10 runs, they still have that guy that would come in and throw and save their high leverage guys. What's the difference with throwing that same bloke there? when you're down by an absolute ton of runs.
Yeah.
Like,
And haven't they expanded their rosters? I know they only go to 28 guys now, but
there's an additional 2 or something, I think it was.
yeah, surely one of those is a pitcher.
I think I think they can only have 14 pitchers.
Yeah.
Something, I think that's what it is. 14 can be pitchers. The rest have to be position players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan of a position guy going 4 innings. I can understand one.
Yeah.
Get that guy out there for an inning. That's fine. Everyone loves to see that sort of thing. But four's pushing the limits a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all know a guy that would come out getting flogged and throw a few innings. For example, would put Randall in, like positional player to throw an inning. But I haven't seen that yet. But
no, it happened this winter. Remember, I got video footage of it.
That's right. That's right. I did get some footage of that, didn't we?
Couple of hit batters, 47 walks.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Or was that
this guy, Davo? Your Red Sox prospect.
Yeah. Too busy playing PlayStation to take a call from his manager to say you're going to the bigs.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw this story. I saw a little interview on it too. It was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just thought nothing of it. He just thought, it's just the manager wanting just to chat about nothing. So I'm in the middle of a game here.
Wow. Next level.
Yeah.
James has got that on video, so we'll get that off him for next week. But imagine that being called up and
just letting it go to voicemail.
Playing swinging Daddy Hack the Fourths, on MLB The Show, playing for the Swamp Donkeys, and missed out. Anyway, so
playing Road to the Show or something, playing as himself.
Did he actually play Dovo or missed out?
I don't know. I haven't seen whether he's made an appearance yet or not.
Yeah. Now I can't remember where this fine young gentleman went. I think he ended up going to, was it the Reds or the Phillies? I can't remember. I thought this was pretty funny. Where did he end up? Do we know?
I don't know.
I'll have a quick look. I seen he signed today. Anyway, read the meme while I'm looking that up, please, fellas.
Yeah, it's the old Simpsons one with so that's it. After almost 2 seasons, so long, good luck. And then you've got Cashy there going, "Oh, I don't recall saying good luck."
The Brewers.
Brewers, was it?
On a minor league deal.
Crazy.
There you go. Yeah, so
that could be Cashman singing for his job at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
That'd be cool and for his head.
I love, old Beta. It's sort of like he found out watching ESPN in the clubhouse 10 minutes before the game that he'd been put on waivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty average, isn't it?
I know it's a business, but surely they could just pull the guy aside and say, hey, look, it's a business. We're making this decision. Just letting you know.
Yeah. Nah.
It's funny that though, isn't it? Like they're putting someone like him on waivers. I'm sure there's other blokes you could have moved on before you're moving him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so,
but he was a big acquisition
this year. What about him trying to, or if you want to call it running basis the other day, where he got thrown out of home with the jogging?
Yeah, that's just
that sort of play. It's sort of like, mate, he's
it's
not
average.
worth the money.
Yeah. And he's not. Between that injuries, the Basquillian strikeouts, I think I'd rather have Beta running around out there in the outfield.
Yeah.
With his elite speed, he still can hit for power.
Yeah.
And average. I think he's
that's it.
a much more attractive prospect or player than Stanton these days.
Yeah.
And there's going to be clubs that'll chase Stanton just just as a DH.
Yeah.
You know,
Couple of long balls. So, couple of names on here, fellas. Big Miggy had a 4-hit game during the week. That was pretty cool to see. But the active players with 300 plus career home runs. So Miggy at 510, Nelson Cruz 464, Stanton 398, Trout 368. Some quality names on there, that's for sure. Who do we see amongst these guys, I guess, down the bottom that are going to sort of go on to that 500, do we think?
well, Harper, I suppose. Like
He's got youth on his side
on
at
his
least.
side, yeah.
Yeah.
JD Martinez won't.
No,
He'll be done before that. Manny
Machado
Machado,
won't.
I don't think he will either. He can get to the 400s probably, but that's about it.
Longoria won't.
Longoria won't. I think he's done after this year, isn't he? Or he'll be all
not
but.
100%.
Pretty sure Joey
Goldschmidt and Votto,
Joey Votto
Goldschmidt,
won't.
and Nolan are all getting too old.
Freddie Freeman, how old's Freeman?
I don't think he'll get there. I think he'll be too old as well.
I think he'll get to around that 420, 450 mark.
Yeah. Solid player. He's had a great year again.
Same as Trout. Imagine how many Trout could have had without injuries.
Yeah.
You know, he'd be knocking on the door for that, but not now. He won't get there, I don't think.
But also with Miggy, like with that 4-hit game, he overtook George Brett for 17th, I think, all-time hits. So he's just still piling on the numbers and just slowly pushing up.
Great
Yeah,
career.
that's right.
Love watching him play.
It's a tough choice between him and Albert for best right-handed hitter of our generation, really.
Yeah.
Both over 500 home runs, over 3,000 hits, pure classic swings. It's like, which one do you choose?
Both characters of the game too.
Yeah.
A couple of guys that there were never really any negative headlines about those guys, was there? Like,
Yeah.
But no, it'd be interesting. Like, imagine if Miggy didn't play for the Tigers, what would his numbers look like?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Spacious Comerica Park.
Yeah. Like it's a big park.
Interesting to think about that because you play with someone that decent hitters either side of him. They may not pitch as cute to him and stuff like that as well. So lots of ifs and buts, isn't there?
Yeah, there always is, isn't there? I suppose.
And I guess moving on to our next one, where a possible Aussie could be, going to one of these teams. So one of our top prospects, may go number 1, number 2, supposedly, and the waiver order for next year. Thoughts on this?
Haven't even looked at it, actually.
Do you think? I mean, obviously, reverse order goes like that. You wouldn't want, we've got the chance of a top Aussie, one of our top Aussie prospects coming through, going to the Athletics. That would be pretty hard to see. Obviously, great. He's going to go in the top round, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard to say that, isn't it? Like, what do you think they were saying when, some of those top prospects were going to Baltimore? I'll use them for an example. Year in, year out for 3 out of 4 years, they get the number one prospects. What do you do?
Yeah,
like they're probably getting picked up, just going, "Oh, you're kidding me." Going to Baltimore, you're kidding? Like, these guys are sucky, and now those guys are busting through into the majors and second best record.
Having
and
a
that
run.
was Houston before that too.
And Houston did it before. Cincinnati,
Yep.
they're sitting middle of the pack now, but they've got a lot of young kids there, and they've been doing good things. It hasn't been a great year for them, but it's been a good year.
Yeah. True.
And the Royals have got some good young guys there. Like, you think that they build around Bobby Witt. They've brought up a few of the young guys, Lofton, is it Lofton? And a few others that are starting to play all right. So it's not as bad as what they seem. So they're only a few pieces away from building a better team.
Yeah, I think the problem, like you say, with Oakland is they've got nothing there anymore because they've let everyone go.
Trying to
And they need
relocate
to
the
move.
team.
They need to move and rebuild.
That's right.
Yeah.
They need to either, like you say, they either need to be dead last, get some top picks, or spend some cash to get some people there.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. You don't want to be going there to that club while they're not spending money.
Yeah.
And just going further and further down the chute because it's gonna,
Fair.
And if you're a top prospector, you might get in early into the big show early, and you get
Make
seen
your career
because
longer.
that's you may get picked up by somebody. You may get interest from elsewhere because you've turned up and you're the top performer in that club.
Yeah.
I suppose you can always look at it that way too.
And some guys would love that. It's like, I don't care where I play. It's sort of like, I'm happy to go to Oakland if it means playing on a big league roster.
Yeah.
And being able to show what you've got.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah. Childhood dream, isn't it?
And
what about this guy in the news today for the Dodgers? This is pretty rough. I know the Braves beat him up pretty bad and, had a bad day, but wow.
Someone put in the chat that he can join Bauer over in Japan.
Yeah, that was Fiona.
Yeah, so that's from Fiona. Yep.
Fair call.
Baystars are going to have a top team next year with him and Wanda. So
not a bad little 1-2 punch, is it? And your pitching rotation.
Not a good look for him though. That's the second time in not that long that he's been
2018, I think it was.
4 years, I thought. 4 or 5 that he's been charged with that. So
needs to get a
there's
dog.
precedent there.
Yes. Anyway, we'll move on. Oh, this one, not that one. Sutho, are you still with us?
Hope so.
The Yankees have won their first series since July 22nd when they played the Royals.
That's how rubbish you are.
It sucks to be the Royals, to be on the end of that stat.
Yep.
That says a lot about the Yankees, isn't it? Yeah. And unheard of. They've spent the money, but these are veterans that are sort of past their prime a bit. And so they touched on it before, the Martian. They finally called the Martian up. They should be getting rid of guys like Stanton and all that and bringing the youth through.
Yeah.
At least showcase them for next year. I know they're the Yankees. They want to spend money and have the big names, but if they're not performing.
Hearing you.
Yeah, like we were saying before, though, like with Harrison Bader, they spent big money to get him.
Yep.
And then they're going to send him off on, off on waivers, and they keep Stanton.
Yeah.
Cut him loose. He's not doing anything for your club.
Yeah. This one was good to see.
Yep.
Speaking
of the Martian.
What a legend. Yankees are home in 2 of their first 3 career games. Dominguez in 2023 and in 2016, Aaron Judge. We go back to 46. I can't read that properly. It is 46, isn't it?
Yep.
Yogi Berra.
How good's that? Pretty cool.
Not a bad guy to have your first hit / home run off either.
Yeah. Verlander absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
Was his first swing too, though, wasn't it?
Yep.
First swing in the MLB.
Swing.
And he went oppo over.
It was only into the Crawford boxes at Texas, though. It's like just hitting it up into the big green monster, isn't it?
I'm taking
it. A short porch.
It got out there pretty quick, but as you say, if it's playing at Fenway, that's a single off the
green.
monster.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Single off the wall. That's about it. It wasn't a big looper, was it? She was pretty flat. It was just
pretty flat indeed.
It definitely got the barrel on it, that's for sure.
Fellas, the baseball's coming to the pointy end. It's a great time of the year to be watching baseball. Plenty locally as well going on, so get out and support your local teams as they play through the finals. Go you little legend, the Toronto Phoenix team in the grand final, the young pups. Go for it, play your hardest, do your best, and whatever happens. Yeah, have heaps of fun. Just before we go, the NFL week 1 kicks off Friday morning our time, I believe. Let me just pull this up right now. So the Lions are going to get beat by the Chiefs, and then we move to Monday morning games: the Panthers and Falcons, Texans and Ravens. Should be a good one, Randall. The Bengals and Browns, Jags and Colts, the Buccaneers and Vikings, Titans, Saints, 49ers, Steelers, Cardinals, Commanders, Packers, Bears, Raiders, Broncos, Dolphins, Chargers, Eagles, Patriots. That should be another classic game. Rams, Seahawks, Cowboys, and the Giants. And our Tuesday morning game, the Bills and the Jets. Should be another good one.
Yeah, a bit of Monday night football for our mate making his New York debut.
Yeah. I don't know. Thoughts for the season? Anyone standing out to you pre-season wise or with what they've signed?
No, I think it's going to be a lot the same.
Yeah.
Your standard teams, you're going to have your Chiefs that are they're going to be thereabouts. The Bills will be the same.
The Eagles will be up there.
Yeah.
You know, like those sort of teams. I don't think they haven't lost anything, have they? So I think they're still going to be the sort of teams to beat.
I'd love to see the 49ers get up there with Brock Purdy at the helm. I think that would be pretty cool to watch after, his breakthrough second part of the season and then having that injury and coming back. I'd really love to see him do well.
I think a lot will depend on just how he finds that second season sort of thing.
Yeah.
He'll now be the big dick, so he's just got to get out there and prove it, doesn't he? He's not just the third string or whatever.
Yeah.
He's got to step up.
Well, they're relying on him now. They traded away Trey Lance.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, anyway. Well, good luck to anyone playing any of your local sports this weekend. Look forward to hearing some scores from the weekend, and fellas, have a good weekend.
Will do, mate. You guys too.
Take it easy. Peace out. Thanks for listening.